Hello, if anyone is watching out there. We are just waiting for some other people to join if they're able to make it. So if you can hear me out there in Radio Land, let me know in the chat. And hello to all who are watching this afterwards on YouTube. I'm John. I'm the publisher, writer, letterer for Part Time Comics. So I apologize. The first minute is usually working through the kinks here. Let me make sure my volume is. Oh, that's me. Yeah, I already think it's not linked up to the right mic, so sorry about that. Let me get that fixed. Settings, audio. Oh, that would be why, because it's not plugged in. You know, I've talked about this before. When you're making independent comics, you often have to be the expert on everything, so to speak, including audio, visual, computer stuff, all that good stuff. So if anybody's just starting out in comics, again, I'm John. I'm always happy to answer questions about these kind of topics because they, these are things I've struggled with. So why would I want other people to struggle with them as well? So, but yeah, if you ever have questions about crowdfunding, anything like that, please let me know. And as of right now, it is not letting me share. So you get to see, again, the behind the scenes here. It is not letting me share my screen. I'm trying to show you my screen and it won't let me do it. Hey, I'm back. All right. Well, you know what? First couple minutes, it always seems to go down like this. Hello, if anybody's watching out there, if you're still hanging in there with us, we appreciate it. Yeah, I'm having trouble sharing my screen with you on the screen. So I am going to try and do that. It doesn't look like you can see this. So, screen share, got it. Window. Yeah. All right. We got there. Okay, so here's what we're here to talk about today. Depowered, Drumsticks of Doom is still going. We're a little bit past the midweek. I wanted to kind of do a midweek breakdown, but it didn't really happen that way. But that's okay. You know what? We soldier on. Things aren't always going to go as planned, and often they are not going to go as planned. I guess we should say that right up front. So these books were about, at the time of this recording, if you're listening to this afterwards, we end March 10th. So let's just say that. We're ending March 10th. So if it's any time after that, please check the links below. You could still get all of these books from our web store, hopefully, if we make this crowdfunding goal here. We've still got quite a ways to go. So let's go over it. We have some awesome tiers available. We have some excellent, unique items. Let's get into it here. You see the awesome covers here from Nick Brokenshire, longtime friend, first-time contributor. We've tried to work together for a while. He did participate in an anthology that I was the editor for a long time ago, and we've pretty much been friends ever since, and just never really got an opportunity to work together. So it was great for him to have the time in his schedule to do this excellent cover here. Colors, pencils, inks, all by Nick. Same for Brian over here. He worked on a cover with us on Banthology 2, another anthology, gosh, almost a decade ago, and hadn't really found a project to work with him on again. He did this amazing cover here. You see, again, pencils, inks, colors. So both of these gentlemen, they do it all. Well, Bob Gar did the amazing logo here and the PCT logo, PTC logo, and I did the Drumsticks of Doom logo, so I get some credit there. Okay, so so yeah, we did. But yeah, the cover art so great. Awesome to have these two gentlemen. This is the standard cover for issue 2. This is the variant. We still have tons of these available. Obviously, standard cover is going to be pretty much unlimited, as many as people want to order. But these variant covers, I'll be honest, they usually come out to about 1 in 5 is usually about what the order comes out to, sometimes less. Our first book CPS, it was more like 1 in 10. So it really just depends on how those initial orders go, and then we can kind of adjust our order based on that. So even though they are a little bit more expensive, they are pretty rare. They'll, in most instances, be less than 200 ever available. We often don't go back to second print for most of our books, so again, these are often not printed again. So pick those up. I think we have about a dozen or so people so far who've jumped in on the awesome Chirilla cover. I think it's going to look great in print. I can't wait to get it for myself. And then I'm going to unshare my screen. Here I am back again. You see the first 2 issues here. First issue of both series, I should say. We do have issue 2 of Drumsticks here. I'm not going to reach for it because I'll probably knock off my headphones. But again, we are in the middle of both series here. So this is a really critical time to get both series going in full swing. Issue 3 of Drumsticks of Doom, the penultimate issue to the first arc. And actually, Depowered is the penultimate issue as well. We've had our struggles getting it going. It was originally planned to be a 5-issue series. It's now a 3-issue series. And I think that the story is better for it. It's a tighter story. And, we decided to leave it open for, bigger stories in both series cases to see how people enjoy it. So I'm just checking in my chat here to see if any of our art team was able to join us today. And then I'm going to share my screen again. This time, we're going to share the whole screen. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. All right. So again, you see the campaign here. We've had a couple backers today. Thanks, everybody. I know these midweeks can be hard. People get real excited at the beginning and then also get, pretty pumped at the end to see where things are at, I guess. But these middle weeks, it can be harder to get people to plunk down their money. So we really appreciate everybody here in the middle who's really, kept this campaign going up. We're still a ways away from the goal, but I'm feeling pretty confident here. If we have a good, last couple days here going into the final, usually the final 72 hours, we get a nice little bump at the end too. But again, let's talk about it because I haven't been able really to sit down and talk about the process of this. So we talked about the amazing covers right up front, right? We got 2 awesome, amazing working artists, have worked for Dark Horse and IDW and so many other awesome publishers. I think DB Cooper, the Brian Chirilla book was put out by Oni Press, I believe it was. I have it here on the shelf somewhere. And just awesome to have these 2 involved. But, that doesn't mean we aren't. Shrink this down a little bit. That is to say nothing about the excellent cover. We finally got Dan on a cover. Gave him an idea. This is another homage to a Manowar cover, the Hail to England cover for you heavy metal fans out there. And that's basically what I presented Dan with a couple of ideas, but Dan is just such an amazing artist. He took that simple idea and made it even better. It's just such a great representation of our book. Our main character here, Lana, her rhythm section here, Jimmy. You got some of the wolves here on the ground. Just awesome. And I would be in the wrong if I didn't mention Wesley Wong did the colors for us. Dan's worked with him many times, and you see how well they work together here. So the cover right off the bat, just excellent, excellent teamwork together. A lot of our covers, like we mentioned up here, a lot of people colored themselves. Kelly Williams did as well on the last one. Matt Festa did on the last variant cover. But yeah, Dan, he knows who he works well with, and really brought it to the next level. I wish I had it ready for you here. Maybe I can pull it up real quick. I don't want to spend too much time with dead air here. I wish I had the inks just to show you here as well, but maybe we'll spoil that another time. But yeah, again, it's going to be 22 story pages. We have some extras there at the end to make a full 24-page book. You see some of the awesome art here on Twitter. If you follow me at anti_drummer, I did a walkthrough of pencils to inks to letters on this very page here, and I will be adding that in the last week here as well. Yeah, and then of course opening the book just like last issue, we have Ryan Vela with a dream sequence flashbacky scene here of our unnamed barbarian character here and the nefarious villain Darkmoor. How do they play into the story? You got to read to find out. But Ryan did a couple pages for us. He's also doing an amazing cover. If you haven't seen it, we did spoil that earlier this month, or earlier last month. I guess it's March already. And yeah, so he'll be back for some more interior pages. Love his art. So glad to have him back for this issue and find a way to get him involved again. We have some more new art from Dan here. This was just spoiled recently. The Arachnigator, how does he play into the story? Is he friend or foe? Find out. And here's a page from issue 2. Great page. This page actually just sold in the last campaign to, I'll just say his first name, Scott, is the proud owner of this page. You can get many of these pages left. There are approximately 2/3 of each issue, including the entire issue 3, I should say, are left. So you have a really great pick of Dan's. These are fully inked, 11 by 17 pages. We'll ship them to you safe and sound. Haven't had a single backer ever complain about getting a page from Dan. He really fills in the inks. And, I was it was hard for me to let this one go, I'll be honest. But, I'm so glad it went to a good home. Really appreciate our original art backers, really support, a huge chunk of the book. We have all of our awesome variants are available. I mentioned earlier, there's only a limited run of the variants printed, and boy, this Kalen Smith, I'm not just blowing smoke to you here. This one's really popular, and I'm down to less than 15 right now. So, yeah, I would jump on that if you're looking for these. I did the design for this, the Blackest album sketch cover here. Matt Festa, and then of course Brian Chirilla. And then for Depowered, again, we already went over our amazing cover. Don't want to swing by that one too quick, but we got a lot to talk about here. So we have another interior artist. You see, well, let's stop and say Reinaldo Lay. It looks like he's unable to make it with us tonight. So wanted to give a shout out to him. His amazing interior art has really carried the series. You see Don Cardenas's art. They work really well together. I think this is the first time they've worked together. I've worked with Don before on several projects, including hopefully our first project together with story and art, hopefully coming up in 2024. But yeah, he's coloring over at Ronaldo's inks here, and I think they're a really good team. You can see how well they go together. This is my first time flatting an entire book. I did most of Child Possession Services, but I am doing the flats for this. You can't really tell. Obviously, Don's going to do his own colors over it, but I did just kind of want to mention that as something I'm learning. I've enjoyed the process of that. And then again, just as similar to Drumsticks of Doom, we like to get other peers involved, and John Bourne did a flashback sequence, which is very vital to issue 2 here. Again, we won't spoil who this is. That's the reason why I didn't put the letters on this page. But it does play a big part into the series, giving some background to one of the characters. So if you've read issue 1, you probably already can kind of guess who that is. But yeah, I don't think I've given enough love to John. He did a pinup for us in issue 1. I've known John for a decade. worked on many projects with him together. He's a great artist. He's an awesome human being. You see his awesome gray tones here too, or sepia tones. I wanted it to kind of, look like a flashback, and he just nailed it there. I don't give a ton of direction in my scripts, but I leave it open for the artist, and you just see it on this page. Maybe in the future trade, I'll include some of the scripts, and you just see how much you can see how much the artists really take a simple couple sentence description of a panel and just really nail it here. So that, and then John is a good example of that. And how much, look at he added this. This is so cool. Coming out of the beaker here. And then we have our amazing variant cover team for Depowered. Issue 1, we did not have a variant at launch. Maybe that was part of our struggle to begin with. People love their variants. We like to do them. And we found a really cool David Jackson. He does many of these action figure style. And I kind of told him, I'd like the action figure part of it to be our main character Dax, and have, an alcohol bottle or something. And he looks kind of more like he does in the present day, while looking like a superhero on the package. And again, David's a professional. He just nailed it. It just looks so cool. Like it was, ripped from the 90s, which is kind of when the 90s-ish is when the superhero era. And then Chris Thomasma was originally supposed to do a pinup for this issue, and I just loved his work so much. He did such an awesome job, again, capturing young Dax here as he's gaining his powers. I think the short pitch was, I think I sent him like a picture of Hercules, Marvel's Hercules, holding this. And again, just love these professional artists that just take such a simple idea and just blow your mind with it. Awesome cover. Wanted to, I immediately asked him if we could make it into a cover. And yeah, so again, these are going to be very limited. We have not had a ton of backers for this. So, I don't see myself printing too many. So these would be a good one to scoop up as well. And then, of course, we have the issue 1 cover from Bobgar Ornelas, co-creator of the series, designer of most of the characters. Just a great representation of our main character Dax here. If you haven't heard the short pitch, 20 years ago, some human beings got superpowers. 10 years ago, they just as mysteriously lost them. This is 10 years after, and what's left, Dax is a kind of down on his luck ex-superhero, going around to superhero conventions and selling his tell-all book, and just trying to kind of make it week to week. And when he is accosted at his hotel room, something stolen from him in his hotel room, and he's kind of thrust back into that world of superheroes and people he met in the past. And what does he do now? So you see our creative team here as I take a drink. My first time working with an editor, Chuck Pino. It's been great. He's brought the story next level already. I can't wait to see what he does with issue 3. He's already provided so much insight that I think has really helped tighten up this story. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't before and you can afford it in your budget, hire yourself a great art editor like Chuck. It will really help take your story to the next level. And then we have all of our other books, rewards. All the Part-Time Comics books are still in stock. If you don't see a tier that you like, go ahead, let me know. We can get things added. All of our 2021 and 2022 books are here. And then we have some real metal covers. If you did not notice this, the awesome Maria Wolf cover has been in since last issue and has done really well for us. Again, very limited, hand numbered to 25. Kelly Williams, we'll see it probably be about 25 as well. We'll see how many orders we get for that. It is a logo-less cover without the logo here, as you see, because I really just thought that made them really pop. And I have to say, even though I didn't make the cover, I think I made the right choice. If you see it in metal, and again, I can't reach it here. I should have had it ready, but yeah, they just look really great. I have no doubt that Fairy Photography, who did our metal covers, will nail it with the Kelly Williams one as well. Or you can see it here. Sorry, some background noise in there, but yeah. So unfortunately, this is sold out here, but get drawn into the Drumsticks of Doom, but you can get drawn into Depowered, that's still available. This is the exact panels you'll be in. So if this is what you're looking to get into the story, you will have a speaking role, speaking to our main character Dax. Probably saying a quick-witted line here or two. Get in there. We have all the swag, as well as some stickers that I made. This is my feeble attempt at art here, so get in on those. We've already unlocked Green Zone Life in the Blocks issue 1 from the Amazing Fish Lee and FSK Go Comics. That's already for free, even if we don't fund. Including, we could get to 200 backers and get this previous superhero story I told with artist Greg Gullum, cover artist Harry Moyer. You could get that for free too. There's a likelihood that we get to 200 backers and we do not fund, but that's a backer goal, so you still get that. But hopefully the financial goals we will exceed. We'll get these books out here, and then we have 2 awesome stickers here. One designed by me, one designed by the amazing Angela Odling. She just nailed this awesome wolf playing a bass guitar. And yeah, so we just wanted to go over that today. Again, we were hoping to talk with some of the art team today, but schedules didn't line up. So we appreciate anyone tuning in. If you if you get an opportunity and you want to leave us a comment, let us know. If you don't see anything, any of the tiers, they should be available as add-ons. You can add on pretty much anything, so it's kind of a la carte. And yeah, we'll hopefully do another one of these before the end of the campaign. But again, we just wanted to jump on today. I was hoping to talk to some of the great Depowered art team. I didn't even mention Bobgar does have some art in this issue as well. So he is back again to play his role. And John Boren, Reinaldo, we'll see if we can get them on, because I really did want to talk about Depowered. We've been talking in a lot of interviews I've been doing about Drumsticks of Doom, and of course we love that book, but we want to give Depowered its airtime too. So we'll see if we can reschedule this. But thanks anybody who tuned in today, or if you're listening on YouTube afterwards, if it's not after March 10th. If you can't afford even $1 to the campaign, we understand, but the shares really, really do help. Social media is so difficult to get the word out these days that a share on any site, even if you only think one person is going to see it, is a huge deal for these little campaigns. So please hit that share button, copy and paste the link to your favorite, Mastodon channel, Hive, Stimulus, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those. Please, it really does help. And we appreciate everyone's time. We'll hopefully see you for one of these before it ends. And hopefully the next one will be the funding celebration. Thanks, everybody.